Welcome, traveler. You have entered a realm of adventure. Prepare yourself for tales from Beyond the Dice.
Beyond the Dice is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play podcast set in a cyberpunk city called New Ettica. I'm your Dungeon Master Luke, and your players are...
Ben, I play Cortaine, the level 5 human fighter.
Jeff, I play Gaige, level 5 human wizard.
Peter, tonight I'm playing Spigs, a level 5 dwarf artificer.
What do you mean tonight? Like, on what other night do you play a different character?
Every night.
Every night, you got like multiple personality disorder.
We don't know. Peter could be playing dwarves left, right, and center. We don't know how he deals with his relationships with dwarves.
Or other podcasts.
Yeah,
we don't know what he does at work.
Podcast.
We don't know how many dwarves and such he plays with.
I think all we've decided is we don't know anything about Peter at all.
Who are you, sir?
Peter.
Oh, who am I? I am Little Moss. Little Moss, a level 5 half-orc monkey. Damn it! Who wrote that? I've got one line.
Now you have to play it. It's now canon. You are no longer a monk. You're a monkey. Half orc, half monkey.
Alright, now can I get all of the monkeys here to roll a d20 to tell me what happened previously on Beyond the Dice?
What is a d20?
4.
Oh, can't see my dice with
Moss, 9.
11.
Unfortunate.
3.
Yes!
Oh!
Alright. Sir Jeff, would you recount the tale that happened previously on Beyond the Dice?
Yeah, so before the last episode, Gaige was betrayed and sliced up by Cortaine as he was in some sort of overzealous rage to kill everything in the room. It's canon. Because I said it's canon, that makes it canon. And then after that, Gaige has gone into hospital, and Spigs, and we've gone through some pretty harsh times, getting fixed up. He can't control himself. He can't control his magic. It's leaking out of him and expanding everywhere all at once. And luckily, he appears to be saved. On top of that, though, he's experiencing a lot of... he can't keep his mind together, and he can't focus. While he was unconscious, he experienced another flashback, but not to the part of his life that we've been, like some other life that he's been experiencing. It was part of his own life, and where you find out more about Gaige and how he... why he tries to protect the innocent and trying to understand who he is and the relationship between him and his partner. And we did some detective work. It was really fun. It was good. And then from there, Gaige woke up and tried to finding out that he was in a corporation, having no idea what was done to him or why it was done or anything. He tried to get as much information as possible, and he really, really pushed himself to the limit, trying to wipe as much information from a very secure hospital database. And then we started to leave.
Yeah, we ended with Lorian from the Keepers of Law, from the Keepers, calling you guys and frantically yelling into the phone about the keys that the Edict of Ire currently have, the keys which you delivered unto them with a spell attached to it, the keys which are now on the move. And so that's where we will begin, in the ExoKast medical facility in Central District, New Ettica. You're in this big white hospital room. Everyone is all geared up except your weapons. You have given them to the staff. You have basically called them and said that you need to leave. They've brought your weapons. You're walking down the hallways, and as you're walking through these stark, sterile, white hallways with these, you guys walking feel a strange shaking, and everyone stops to look back at Gaige once again. He's looking at his hands, and you see all the sort of little lights and emitters on his arm, his neck. You even see the lights in his cybernetic eyes. They start to like sparkle and glow a bit, like like it does when he uses magic. And he puts his hands towards his head like he's got a bit of a headache, and one of those shockwaves that you experienced before emanates from him.
Whoa!
Pushing you all, doing some force damage.
Is there any alarms that get raised because we're still in the building?
That is a good question. What's everyone's passive perception?
9.
14.
Not good.
Did you say 14 or 19?
I did. 14.
14? Okay, you notice on the roof next to the sprinklers there's like a little sort of blue light. They weren't blinking before, but every, say, 4 meters there's this little blue light. Very, very tiny, like a tiny LED, and it starts to blink. There's another shockwave, and you all get pushed forward. Everyone stumbling down. Gaige is on his knees at this point, and he's starting to convulse a little bit.
They didn't stop it. They didn't stop it. I think they made it worse. I think they...
Medic!
And then a huge shockwave emanates. And this time, where the shockwaves were barely visible before, you see this cascading blue energy, like an aurora almost. Shockwave out of him 3 times, and all the glass in the windows and the doors that are riddled along this hallway, they explode inwards, shattering glass across all of you. All you can hear is this piercing, high-pitched sound. And Gaige is there on all fours. His jacket is like fluttering from the energy that's emanating from him. And you see all these doctors, the medical team, you see that elf that runs the facility, are all quickly dashing down this hallway. As they come closer and closer, Gaige is shaking, and he looks up to you guys, and he says,
Guys, don't worry about me. Get those keys. You have to stop what the edict is doing. Don't trust them. I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but you... run. Just run.
What? I can't hear you.
What do you mean you can't hear him?
I'm already running.
as Gaige is gripping his head once again, and a small shockwave emanating out of him, pushing all the glass and the fragments of the windows and the window frames that have fallen down into the hallway and been pushed out into the hallway. You see the elf with his parted white hair, his white eyebrows, pencil moustache and purple eyes in his perfectly tailored suit, slender figure, and he says, "We'll take care of him. I can promise you that. Just leave him in our care. You can come by, you can call him anytime you wish.
You better make sure he's alright."
You have my word." And the medical team surround Gaige, and Gaige, you see one of them come towards you, and another small shockwave pushes them back, and the medical response member falls against the wall, and then you feel a slight jab in your neck as you sort of look out of the corner of your eye. You see this syringe pump a liquid into you, and you feel groggy. And everything starts to look like it has trails. As you move your hand away from your head, there's many hands moving in slow motion, and then they all catch up to your hand. And you see your friends as they're looking down at you. You nod to them, and everything starts to fade to black. And there you are once again, in your house, in your home city. And you hear your kids, they're laughing. You hear them running down the hallway towards you. You then feel yourself being moved. You're getting lifted up. You still see these slight fragments of what might be memories of home. Then you see the hallway that you were in, your friends leaving, quickly walking down the hallway, every now and then sending glances over their shoulder towards you. And then everything goes white.
Hey guys, Jeff here, sending a little message to say thank you for listening to Beyond the Dice. Luke and I always wanted to do something like this, and the other guys too, and it's been a really fun journey. One that I hope hasn't completed for me. As Gaige goes back, like I feel similar to how Gaige is going back, and the last thing he experiences is his family. That's something I need to focus on for a while. So Gaige will be back, but he's gone for a little while.
You're all running down that hallway. Little Moss is there, whether he was or he wasn't the previous episode. He's there now, in whether it's spirit or body, we don't know, but he's fucking there, okay? So you're all running down the hallway away from Gaige, and you hear the shockwaves and the medical team sort of calling out various medical and technical terms as they're trying to help him. And you run straight out those back doors where the cars are parked. There is no.
I like to imagine that this is an alternative medicine hospital, and they're like, "Give me some crystals."
Possibly.
Yeah.
Bring me the salt lamps.
Yeah, quick! His chakras are diverging.
Diverging.
They're blocked. Well, when you were saying that he's just like leaking this energy, I was like, does he need like magic diapers or something? Like, is he just he's just incontinent?
He needs a lot of fiber, magic fiber.
Magic fiber.
All right, as you run out into this loading dock that you entered from just 2 episodes ago, or then it should be the night before, the night previous. You notice the security guards in their bulky tactical security armor wandering around out the front, at the back of this medical facility.
When you say bulky, are they like Cortaine level bulky?
No, they're not. They don't have as big armor as you, but they're pretty armored up. You don't see any vehicles there at the moment, because you, Cortaine, and you, Little Moss, came in a taxi. Spigs and Gaige rocked up here in Brax's SUV thing. One of the security guys walks over to you and says, "Are you leaving the building? You leaving the facility now?
Yes.
Do you have a mode of transport?"
Little Moss, do you have your hoverboard?
Then we don't.
I don't know where. I think I might have left it back at the apartment. Well, I caught a cab here.
We don't have a mode of transportation.
Would you like one of the ExoKast transport vehicles to take you to a destination of choice? We'll allow you this Brax set to facilitate your leaving and your coming to this building to see your friends who are injured.
Oh, yeah. That'd be great.
Very well. And he walks over, goes into this control booth, presses some buttons, and maybe 2 minutes later, this sort of, not an ambulance, but sort of similar, drives out, like this van type of thing, these big wheels on it, security sort of soldier in the driver's seat, and they pull up, and the security guard you were just talking to opens the sliding door, and the driver looks through sort of the open door between the back of the van and the driving compartment, and he says, Where would you like to go?
Where are we going, guys?
Well, we need to get the keys, but we know that they're on the move, but should we go back to the lawkeeper and actually find out what the GO is?
Yeah,
I
let's...
don't know. I don't know where the keys are, so I think he knows.
Also, your cars are all at the bookies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those keys. Yeah, we need to get those keys as well. We need to get our rides back.
So where are we going? You want to go to get your car or the other thing? The other thing he said. Where you going?
Let's go to the bookies.
Yeah.
The bookies. Which bookies? And basically you give him the address. He types it in his little GPS. You guys drive there. You get to the bookies. Would you like to take your respective cars?
I would like to take my car.
Cool. Done. Spigs,
Shotgun.
do you grab your car?
Oh yeah, of course I grabbed the truck.
Alright, you grab your truck. Cortaine, you grab your Jeep.
You need this, little mouse. I pass him a shotgun.
Hell yeah.
Get some.
And we're going to cut directly to the library. You guys are pulled up out the front of Darkhaven Library. You are walking up those large stairs to the front door. You push them open. You hear little footsteps running towards you and some larger thumping ones at a walking pace. Lorian runs up with his sort of swooshing, parted hair, is a little bit of a mess. His glasses are sitting crooked on his nose and his pointed ears, and he runs up in a panic, holding something in his hand. It looks like some sort of scroll or something, and he pushes it towards Spigs, and he's like, You have to go. All of you have to go. The keys, like I said, on the phone.
We just got here.
The keys are on the move. The edict, I don't know where they're taking them. They're taking them somewhere. But whatever they're doing, wherever they're taking them, it's not for good, I can tell you that. And Spigs, as you unroll this scroll that he pushed in your hand, it's the map. So when he did the spell on those keys to track them and trace them, he also placed the spell on an old Darkhaven map. Or more like a new Ettica map. But this is when it wasn't as big. It's probably like 100 years old.
Spigs remembers this map technology. I think it was called goggle maps, and you have to put on these goggles to be able to see like the display.
Yes,
Goggle
that's
maps.
true. Goggle maps. Yeah, it's got these little, these tiny little microchips inside the paper, which let out little augmented reality sort of projections, like landmarks and street names and that sort of thing. But on the map, you see something that isn't technologically based. You see a little blue flame, and you see the flame moving down some streets. And now, because this city is so old, even though it looks incredibly new and futuristic, a lot of the streets are the same and the highways are the same, because generally people built up. They didn't change much. They built around the infrastructure that was there. And that's why everything is pretty congested and clogged, because they didn't build a lot of new roads or highways or overpasses. You see this little flame that's hovering above the map, this little blue flame, and it's moving. It turns right down a street, then slightly stops for a second, then turns left down an alleyway. Lorian says, "You've got to go! You follow this flame. It's a part of the spell that I put on the keys. It will follow all the way, and wherever the keys go, the flame will move, unless it moves outside the map. Then the map won't show the flames anymore. Good luck, I guess."
Hold on, Lauren.
Yeah.
Do you have to be careful with this flame? Like, don't accidentally set stuff on fire, or?
It's like a magical flame. It doesn't burn. It's just a little illusion.
Doesn't burn.
An illusion.
Yes.
An illusion.
It's not real.
It's
Okay.
you can see it, but you can't feel it like the wind.
I can see the wind. Can you see the wind?
Let's go.
I can't believe I'm the most intelligent person in the room other than Lorian right now. This is stupid.
Let's go, guys.
He starts by pushing you guys. Go! You've got to get those keys. As soon as you get them, make sure you're not followed back here, but bring them back immediately, please.
Can we get some help? Can we get your big Goliath friend to come?
Dune looks down towards you, and you're almost at a similar height to him, just not quite because he's so big. And he says,
Unfortunately, I cannot come with you. I have a mission of my own. There's somebody very important in the city I must find. Someone very dear to me. And if I find him and keep him safe, then we will all be the better for it. On your way, my friends. If I can join you later, then I shall. And I will bring my club with me. And if I bring my club, I will bring pain. But not to you, to the edict. I will crush them.
You're a good guy.
he nods and he says,
I like you too, Cortaine. And you, Little Moss, and Spigs too.
Let's go, guys.
I don't know you very well. I don't think I like you, but cool.
That's fine. But I'll kick your ass in an arm wrestle if we ever get down to it. Go! Run!
Go! Run! Lorian calls out. You all make your way down those stairs and out to your cars. And the little flame along the map, Spigs, you can see that it's traveling. It looks like it's heading towards one of the ramps onto one of the big highways that stretches out and that reaches from all over Darkhaven and takes you into various districts like New Ettica Central and Broadside, all different districts.
I think we should take one car.
Which one?
Well, how many keys are there? 3?
Are they all going separately, or all the keys going together?
There is only one flame.
Yeah.
Okay. One car's fine.
Spigs, you drive.
So my truck, or are you taking your...
We have to, because you got the modified thing.
Alright, let's go.
Okay.
Hop on in, boys.
Alright, now, just remember, there is only a seat for 2 on Spigs' truck. Otherwise, there's like his tray utility thing.
I'll be in the tray.
Yep, dib shotgun.
You still got the shotgun?
Yeah, I still have the actual shotgun, and I would like to sit in the front seat.
Alright, you climb up into the good old Chev, the Old Forge 3101 Kegliner Premium. It's curved and tall front driving compartment. The doors creak as you shut them. All of the little customized gadgets and speedos are all flick up to light as Spigs turns the key, and you all race towards this blue flame on the map. I'm guessing that, Little Moss, you've got the map because Spigs is driving?
Yeah, I hold it.
Alright, so as you're driving along, Spigs, I would like you to make a driving check for me, sir.
Alrighty. What did that entail?
It is a D20 plus your dexterity modifier plus your perception plus any proficiency you have with driving, which I believe is a 0, and you minus your durability, which is 1.
Alright. Spigs is driving. He rolls a 17 plus 4.
Oh,
21.
Nice. Okay, so I would also like Little Moss to roll a survival check or an intelligence check, one of the two, to navigate. Okay. I've chosen survival because in New Ettica, surviving would be like knowing where you are in the city. Intelligence can also be used to, navigate and sort of work out which way north and west and all that sort of the cardinal directions are.
I'm definitely doing survival.
All right.
Okay, I rolled a 1. So that's a 5.
Would you like to use any inspiration to get
I
advantage
think I
on
might.
that?
Yes.
All right. So roll another d20 and take the highest.
I'll roll a d20.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I rolled a 1 on the d6.
Oh wait, what? Yeah. For a skill check, you always use a d20.
Yeah. 20. 16 I rolled.
Yeah. Right, sweet, cool. You basically watch the flame move through these streets with Spigs at the wheel, his robotic leg pushing down the pedal. You guys navigate your way through the usually completely busy streets, and then they are very busy now. But Little Moss directs you in ways, and Spigs, you drive with such perfection. Probably the best you've ever driven. I think maybe besides the time that you drove to save Glist. You see, from maybe 100 meters away, you see this motorcade drive up the on-ramp onto the highway. The little flame, you know that you were right near it. You see this large navy armored car, sort of like what you see like banks use when they move money around and stuff, like those big armor cars, driving up that ramp. You also see a hover SUV behind it. In front of it are two large six-wheeled all-terrain trucks. Now these are usually used in military situations or out in the wastelands outside of New Ettica. These ones are painted completely black. They don't have any sort of like military print or camo print on it or anything. And overhead of this armoured car and this motorcade, you see hoverbikes. Black one, a hornet yellow one, and a white one, all zipping around, sort of circling, and what might look like a scouting party of sorts. Do you want to follow this convoy up the ramp?
What do you think of the boss?
Do it.
Alright. Hold on.
Hold on to my shotgun.
Chick. You place your foot to the pedal. Pedal to the metal. Pedal to the metal to the max. And you beep and you sort of curve around and swerve around cars as you get up to the ramp, following behind this convoy. Now, you're not like completely behind it. There are a whole bunch of cars in front of you, between you and the convoy, but you make it up onto the highway and they're hurtling down that highway at high speeds, all of them traveling pretty friggin' quick. You start to follow. How do you drive? Are you going to be sort of actively chasing them? Are you going to try and be inconspicuous? What's the deal, Spigs?
Don't get noticed, Spigs.
Think as long as they're not getting out of the range of the map, we try to be inconspicuous.
Yeah, boy.
All right.
Be cool. And I put on my shades and I change them to sunglasses.
They go.
Are there like pictures of suns on your lenses?
No, that's too conspicuous. Just black.
Pictures.
Fade to
Pictures of his own glasses on his glasses.
Yeah. I'm that inconspicuous.
All right. So you switch your glasses over to completely black sunglasses. You all slowly, or not slowly, but at the same consistent speed as everyone else driving around. You drive behind a family van. You see these little goblin kids in the back. They're pulling faces at you as you're driving along. And can I get everyone to make a perception check?
You can try.
Oh, Spigs rolled a 19.
16 for Cortaine.
All
Plus, I think it's plus 3.
Oh.
22 for Spigs.
Moss 11.
Okay, so if you all will just quickly open up roll 20, if you still have it there.
I do.
Let me know if you can see this.
Oh my goodness. This is very, very technological, sexual.
Whoa.
Whoa, look at
Yeah.
that.
That's really cool. So,
All right.
question.
Yes.
I can see my
How will
house.
the people at home see this?
All right. What I will do is I will upload this picture to our Facebook. And if anybody wants to see what these guys are seeing, then that's how you will see. You will go to the Facebook and you'll see it there. Basically, it's a giant sprawling city with these curving, winding, overpass highways that stretch across all of the slum-like apartments and between skyscraper buildings, and they stretch towards this center, maybe like a little business district. There is a large dome-like structure that you can see in the distance, and these huge, giant towers, these monolithic megacorp buildings. You can see them in the background there as you're driving down the highway. But what you guys notice with your perception checks is the hoverbikes.
Yes.
They have sort of swooped around and they've been circling and looking over everything. And you see one of them. Who rolled the highest on the perception, by the way? Sorry, I didn't.
Not I.
I think it's Spigs.
Sorry?
Spigs.
What did you get?
22.
Who got over 16?
I did.
Spigs.
Not I.
Okay, cool. So Spigs and Cortaine, you both see this, but Little Moss, you're too busy looking at the map at the moment and then looking up every now and then to the cars. You guys, the other two, you see the hoverbikes sort of speeding around looking at things. And on one of the hoverbikes, Spigs, you notice a familiar gentleman. He is in like riding gear, like motorbike riding gear. It's all white though. He is on the white bike and he has a cowboy hat on and sunglasses. It is Turbo.
Oh, thank goodness, I thought it was Gaige.
He's like, I betrayed you.
They rebuilt him.
Into a motorbike.
Yeah.
You see Turbo and he looks down, looking around everywhere. He doesn't notice you, but he's sort of hovering, sort of like slowly, and at the same speed as everyone. Cortaine, you notice someone who also looks familiar. You see on this yellow hoverbike, when you look up, you see them looking down at you. It's a woman. She is wearing this... Oops, sorry, let me scroll down a little bit more. She is wearing this tight-fitting, high military-grade ballistic weave bodysuit. Black boots, black gloves. She has a quiver on her back, a compound bow in her hand. She is wearing a mask. If you can remember, players,
Yes.
all the
I
way
remember.
back to the early episodes, there was a woman in the back of the van.
Yes.
Oh yeah, she shot Spigs with a
Yeah, that was great.
with an arrow.
Yep, she slashed Gaige and she shot Spigs. She's there. Her mask is a little different. It was like this geometric shaped mask that sort of like changed slightly when she looked around. This time, it is not a geometric mask. You can tell it's the same woman because she has the same hairstyle. Basically, her mask, and if everyone can see this, move onto the screen.
Yes.
It's a black skull mask.
Yes, it is a futuristic black skull mask. And as she looks down at you, her blonde hair fluttering in the wind, you see her shake her head and put her hand to her ear, or the side of her, I guess, skull mask, and she looks towards the other hoverbikes.
Hold on, first question, Luke. Well,
Yep.
the only question. This black skull mask.
Mhm.
Did you happen to take a picture of this in a store?
No, but I want one, if you've seen it in a store.
Oh, no, it's just because in the eye piece, I can see the reflection of someone taking a picture with their phone.
Oh, yeah, I think it's the person who made it. The Bell Workshop.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I wish I want
It's
it.
pretty
It's
cool,
very
like, for people at home, well, they'll see the picture. It's like a black silvery skull. That's really cool. It's even like completely sculpted. Like you've got like the teeth and the, you know, the nose has been removed because it's just the bone.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty awesome picture. She is hovering there. Like I said, she points to it. She places something on the side of her head. She turns to the other hover bikes. And Spigs, you then notice Turbo look down towards the truck. And the other hover bike zipping towards you guys. Right now, we're going to go into a skills challenge.
Skill?
Yeah.
Skill challenge. This first little blue square, I don't know, can you guys see that on the city?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright. That's basically the first leg of this skill challenge. So what happens is, just before you guys all roll initiative, you all see... Yep, cool. Dropped all the stuff. That's cool. That's great. You all see the large all-terrain sort of tank truck things start to speed off even quicker. Instead of driving at the sort of leisurely pace that they were driving at, they have ramped up the gears. So follows the security van and then the hover SUV that follows it.
Hope this becomes like a Men in Black-esque. Oh, no. Blues Brothers type car chase scenario. Like, it's going to be sick.
What, they're going to be like nuns and Nazis in it, and the Nazis fall in the water and or drown.
Nah, that's why I like prefaced it with Men in Black, because it's going to be like futuristic, but there's going to be lots of cars piled up.
All right. Well, let's make that happen. So, can I get everyone to roll initiative, please?
Moss 11.
Cortaine 7.
Spigs 13.
I'm just gonna quickly roll for those other bad boys, the hover bikesies, and
The hover what?
the hover bikesies.
Oh.
It's like a hoverboard, but with wheels.
Alright, so for the moment, because the other cars aren't in reach, only the hover bikes are, that's what we will start with. So, first off, it's the yellow hover bike with the... You know what? Let's just call her the... What should we call her? The ranger, the assassin. What has she got? She's got a bow.
We'll call her Bandito.
Let's call her
The Banshee.
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 Yeah.
All right, cool. She's called the Banshee. Cortaine looks up and he's like, "I remember that Banshee," or something of the like. Because you named her, you get to say it.
Woo!
Queen of the Harpies.
Banshee incoming!
Yeah, he yells out, "Banshee incoming," to all of you guys in the AR. And she looks down, quickly, with lightning speed, flicks out an arrow from her quiver. It sort of, not projects it, but it sort of slightly shoots it up, so it spins over her shoulder as she picks it from the air, and she just looses it with a deadly speed. And that comes towards you. Her first thing is going to make you make a dex saving throw. Cortaine.
Yep. That's a 4.
This compound bow firing towards you. You see the arrow. The arrowhead sort of sparks a little with this blue electrical energy as it slams into your armor. You feel this shock of electricity run through you. I will say that is just because it's a skill challenge. I'm not going to do the full damage to you, but you take 7 lightning damage.
Just lightning? No lightning and bludgeoning
Shocking.
or lightning and piercing?
No, it's just going to do I'm not going to roll for the bow attack in this skill challenge.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's just going to be a little damage here and there, just to whittle you guys down. All right, so 7 lightning, and that's going to be 1 pass for the bad boys or bad girls, the bad people. And who's next? Next will be the black hoverbike. What he is going to do is this guy in all black sort of security gear. He's going to fly down towards a car in front of Spigs with the little goblin family in it, and he's going to pull out a submachine gun and shoot towards them, like at the ground in front of them, to get them to stop. And what that will do was impose a driving check on Spigs to navigate this.
All right. So what did Cortaine get before?
4.
So what if the same number appears on my dice?
Well, you plus your dex mod and your perception.
Yeah, and minus my thing. So it's only a +4, so then it becomes an 8.
Oh, okay. You don't quite swerve out of the way. You slam into the sort of the back end of this car. You see the little goblin kids like bump around, and they're no longer smiling and waving and pulling faces at you. They're like freaking out, and they're like looking at each other and screaming, and then looking back at you guys and screaming, and then looking back at each other and screaming. And your car, or the Chev, the truck, sort of spins out of control a little bit. That's another pass for the bad peoples. Next will be Spigs.
Yes. So my idea is, as we slam into the back of the family van, Spigs pulls the handbrake, spins Chev around, doing like a loop, like around the family van,
Yeah.
and then undoes the handbrake and like floors it.
All right. So, this would probably be another driving check. What else could we use for this? Yeah, you know what? Just make another driving check, because it's
Alright.
it's yeah.
Turn like a light on. Ooh, that's a number. Oh, that's a 20.
A crit?
Tomato. No, normal 20.
Oh, phew. That's I was trying to think of some crazy thing to do then, which I just thought of one. But anyway, it's still pretty friggin' good for a ghetto crit. So what happens is you slam the brakes on and turn the wheel. The Chev, the big truck, your big utility dwarf truck, spins around the back of the car, pointing the opposite way, and you sort of like put your foot down in reverse. You pick up momentum from spinning the car, and then you flick the steering wheel again, swerving all the way around the family van in front of it, picking up extra speed. I will give you, because you got a ghetto crit, I shall give you a +2 to your next driving skill if you have to make one.
Woo.
Cool. And that is also a pass for you, obviously. Next is Little Moss. No. Yeah, because Cortaine, you got a 7, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I got 11.
it is Little Moss with 11.
Yeah. I'm wondering if, as we flip around the van, I can reach out and slap the driver in the back of the head
The goblin.
as we pass by.
the
Yeah.
goblin. What's that going to do?
Well, maybe
You know what?
he'll think that somebody tapped him on the shoulder. He'll look the other way, won't see a pole, and then he'll drive into it.
Come on, man.
Why are you trying to kill this goblin family?
We're trying to get keys. Do something useful.
Well, what? You want me to look at the map more closely? That's not very, skill
You
checking.
got a shotgun.
Yeah, you also have fucking ninja monk powers.
Yeah, but I'm in a car.
Doesn't matter. Go crazy with it. This is Dungeons and Dragons in the future, bro. Come on, let's do it.
That's
Go.
true.
Do it.
All right.
Do some
so
crazy shit. Just fucking do
Am
it.
I? We're not inconspicuous anymore, are we?
No, not really.
All right, but
They
I
just
think I
basically
am.
shot at you.
I think I am. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stealth out onto the front bonnet and shimmy. No, I'm going to scooch. I'm going to scooch out of the car, through the passenger side window, stand on the bonnet, and then jump towards the other car as I fire my shotgun in the air and try and like grapple the car.
Grapple. Who are you shooting? Who are you shooting your shotgun at? The hover bikes?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So you're gonna leap from the.
And I'm gonna say,
chef to the family car.
Adrian.
All right. What I want you to do is you want to roll a stealth to see if you can catch this hover bike riding goon.
20.
Like a crit?
Ghetto crit.
Ghetto crit. Nice. All right. So you like Jackie Chan style. You don't even open the door. You just wind the window down casually. You slide out onto the top of Chev. You're going like 150 kilometers per hour. Which, if Ben, could you? I don't know if you can quickly calculate what that will be in miles per hour for our American listeners.
Did you say 150 kilometers an hour?
150 kilometers an hour.
About 9.
So you were on the top of the roof. The wind is about 9. Anyway, you're on top of the car, on top of this truck. The wind is like blowing
93 miles per hour.
93 miles per hour. Your little top knot is flapping around in the wind. Your turtleneck, you adjust the neck, and you leap in the air. The black hoverbike guy who was shooting at the car is floating there backwards, basically, and you shoot at him. Can you roll?
Adrian.
Can you roll a d20 plus your dexterity modifier?
15.
You blast this hoverbike goon on the black hoverbike in his black armor. You blast him right in the chest. He doesn't even see you coming because
of
you're
course he doesn't.
fucking invisible right now.
I am. I'm wearing my black turtleneck.
He tumbles off the hoverbike.
I land seamlessly in the seat. Please say that.
He goes tumbling underneath the family van full of goblins.
Oh.
You hear the kids in the back seat go, "Cool."
Do we hear a sickening crunch?
Yeah, a crunch and a squelch too.
The squelch is the worst part.
Yeah, the
That's
squelch
definitely his
is
skull.
juicy.
Yeah, that's what makes it sickening.
It's like a tomato.
Oh.
Biting a whole tomato.
Like,
Sploosh.
Alright. The hoverbike is sort of like drifting out of control, and we will leave it there for you, little moss. It is the white hoverbike's turn. Turbo. He looks towards you guys, sees little moss on top of Chev, on top of the truck, and he is going to basically just try and swoop little moss out of the air with his hoverbike. And he's going to make a driving check. That's the right one there. Oh, that's not too good. Little moss, that's a pass, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Nah, that's a fail on his part. Turbo swoops past. He goes to clip you with the hoverbike. He bumps into the black one that just sort of like drifts into his way, and he spins out of control. He doesn't crash because he didn't roll that poorly, but he does not swoop you. It is now Cortaine's turn.
sweet.
So Cortaine, the scene in front of you, little moss is standing on top of the truck. You are there. You have like a electric bolt arrow sticking out of your armor. The hornet yellow hoverbike with the Banshee is hovering maybe like 20, 30 feet above you. The white one with turbo has spun out of control, and you've just heard a sickening crunch and squelch from the black hoverbike rider that went underneath the family car.
Okay, so what I plan on doing is activating my propulsion system in my armor.
Oh, yeah.
So, I was looking it up. I can fly up to my speed.
Yep.
So, but because we're traveling so fast, Cortaine doesn't understand the principle of, the conservation of momentum. But if I fly up, I assume that while there'll be drag, I'll still be flying, like, with the car, with the truck. Cool. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge
Yep.
charge the hillbilly's
The
car.
hillbilly.
No,
Yeah.
not car.
Yeah.
The bike.
Yeah, Turbo. Yep.
Well, yeah, he's got a cowboy. He's got a cowboy hat on.
Yeah.
No, he ain't no hillbilly. So I'm going to do an athletics check, and I'm going to charge Turbo, pulling out my my sword and trying to like.
Yeah. Oh, like, dude, it's like Star Wars when Luke Skywalker fucking cuts the front of the scout bike and it fucking spirals into a tree, like that sort of shit.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, but I hope to catch his feet as well.
Oh, all right, do it, roll.
Give me some Achilles tendons. 21.
Oh yeah. Okay, so first off, that's obviously a pass for you guys. Before you slash your sword towards Turbo as it's sort of spiraling out of control. You see like a whole chunk of the bike come off because you've got the hot fire energy in your sword. You slice through pretty easily. You hear him scream in pain, and as you're going up sort of past him and slashing, you see the bike spiral off of the highway, and you see this white thing flip down into the tray of Spigs' truck. And as you look down, you see both an arm and a leg with the white boot and a white glove.
Oh, I didn't realise it would be that graphic. It's pretty cool. So, that's my turn.
You get advantage on your, you get, now you know what, you get, if you don't have inspiration, you can have it, as you can stack it. I'm allowing a homebrew of stacking inspiration, because you've basically rocketed up in the air thinking that the truck will stay beneath you when it's not.
Nice.
Right? That's basically what you said. So, yeah that's sort of sticking to Cortaine's sort of thinking.
Nice. Oh, it's like a Hadouken!
Thinking is a strong word.
Yeah.
Thinking is a very strong word.
And you're the big sort of boosters on your boots that are coming from like the calf and the bottom are like blasting you into the air.
Yeah.
Next,
is there a bit of scorch damage on the rear tray of the truck?
Yeah, there is definitely scorch.
Not telling him.
I don't know how they got there. It would be Turbo's turn, but he's out because you rolled so well. Which means this leg of the skill challenge is done. Or lack thereof.
What? That's not very nice.
Oh, sorry,
Because
Spigs.
Spigs has... Yeah, gosh.
Alright, so you guys
Seriously.
make it to the next one. I'm not going to move these little squares. It's too hard to move on Roll20. Roll20 is, once again, not playing nice. So, but you move on to the next leg of this race, heading towards those big structures. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Travis.
It's not in the
moving
shape
towards-
of genitals.
Is it?
No,
oh,
it's
it's not.
Travis, you can draw things that aren't
Travis?
genitals?
I was going to say I'm proud of you, but that has changed. For everyone at home, Travis has just drawn a red, sparkly penis. It may be a firework shaped penis. All right. Next is the next leg, which means the hoverbike, the Banshee. She speeds off towards the convoy, and she catches up to them. Spigs, what would you like to do? Would you like to speed up towards them or back off? What's your deal right now?
I'm going to still chase him. I'm going to speed up.
All right. You speed up and you overtake some cars. You hit 160, 170. Your car is shaking and vibrating. You can hear some nuts and bolts rattling because this car has never gone this fast before. Even when you were going after Gliss, there wasn't enough straight road to go this fast. But now you're hitting that the end point on the gauge of this, the end point on this speedo, I should say. You catch up towards this SUV, and this security truck and the large off-road sort of all-terrain vehicles. Just going to roll a quick initiative for those and chuck them in. Cool. All right, so now that party's done. We are going to reshuffle the initiative, and first off, we once again have the Banshee. And what she is going to do is, seeing Little Moss on top of the truck, she is again going to flick out an arrow and fire a compound bow. This time it is going to hit the top of the truck, and she's going to attempt to knock you off, sir.
Psh. Psh.
Okay, this is that's going to be a pass, because that is a 23. So, can I get you to make?
Yes.
I'll get you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
10.
All right. She shoots the arrow into the top of the truck, and there is this crack, and a force emanates from it, pushing you off of the back of the off the side of the truck. Spigs, you see like this arrowhead puncture through the roof, and the shockwave emanates, buffets you around in the inside, but it doesn't do anything to you. Little Moss, you are currently falling off of the truck. Next, we will have the van. It's basically just going to keep driving. It's not doing anything really. Oh, it should make a driving check. That's a crit. So the security van, that gets a crit on there. And next will be the all-terrains. All right. They are going to just keep going. They just need to get to their destination. And one of them smashes into a sports car and sort of spins out of control, but swerves and hits the barrier. The other one like moves out of the way of vehicles. So one of the all-terrains is damaged, but is not out of the race yet. Next we have Spigs.
Yo! So, they're still in front. Our objective, we need some way to like stop them and get the keys. That's what we're trying to do, right?
Yes.
Alright. Spigs may have a plan. Might be crazy. It might be insane. It might be only be able to be carried out by Dwarf and his friends. But he's gonna give it a go.
Alright, I love it. What is it? What is he doing? What's his plan?
I'm gonna think of it first.
Although you had a plan, you made it sound so prepared.
I do. Alright.
I was ready to vote you in as president.
So, first, Spigs is president. President Spigs will initiate full... I'm gonna say full burn, but that might be copyrighted. Full burn!
Is that like a Chinese burn?
Yeah, it's like you get 2 bits of the skin and then you just like keep rubbing it against each other.
Ooh, I've heard of that before.
Oh.
It's called copulation.
It's called chafing.
And he will like pretty much push Chev to extreme danger zone.
All right. So we're using a mechanics check.
Yep.
Awesome.
And
I love
the
it.
aim is to boost so far in front of the convoy, and then do like a loop around them.
What, like go in front and around? Oh, to try and block
In
them.
front, in front, and then block them. But
Yep.
he will use El Snakeo.
Ah.
This.
How is he using said snake?
So what he plans to do...
Oh, for all those listeners and even players that might have forgotten, Spigs, when he leveled up, got basically he built a large cable-like or snake-like cable, which he can command to do things, like a little robot snake, basically. Or a long robot snake. Is it like 50 feet?
I am checking how long it is. Alright, so I don't think it's going to be as long as what Spigs thought. But what he's going to do is going to use attach that between Chev and the vehicle That little moss will tell him has the keys in it.
All right.
You trying to lasso a car?
Can I get
He's not in the
everyone
car,
to
but-
roll? Just quickly roll an intelligence check for me.
Everyone?
Everyone, yeah.
That is an 8 for Cortaine. So,
Intelligence.
Ooh, 15 for Moss. That's unusual.
13 for Spigs.
Okay, so Spigs and Little Moss, you guys are guessing that the keys are inside the van because they're sort of being protected by these all-terrain vehicles and the SUV. Cortaine, it's in one of those cars.
I'm falling. I'm still falling.
Yeah, but that's what that's what you guys have gathered whilst chasing these guys. So Spigs, continue with your thing. You basically can guess which vehicle the keys are in.
Alright, so he's gonna put it, shove up to top gear. Actually, and full throttle.
We can't say Top Gear anymore. We have to say Grand Tour.
He's gonna put up to Grand Tour.
All right, roll, sir. Roll.
Oh, thank goodness. It was a 9, but it also has a 1 next to it.
So what's the total?
91.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Fuck!
That's a...
Your
Take that, Luke.
your car turns into a transformer. No. All right. Okay. So you basically, at first, you grab your snake and you sort of command it to steer, and at the end of it, like the robotic eye sort of thing on the end of it looks at you, and then looks at the road. And you go underneath, or you lean underneath the driving cylinder of this car, and you start messing around with wires, and you pull this crank, and you press some buttons, and then you open up this compartment underneath, and you see the engine there, and you reach in with your robotic hand, and you tweak around, and the car jolts forward at a top speed. You pull your arm out, grab the steering wheel, and you swerve around this convoy in front of it. That is a success. And Cortaine, as you're flying up in the air,
Yep.
you look back down as you see the hands fall into the tray of Spig's truck, and then all of a sudden there's a burst of flame from the exhaust pipes, and the truck moves away at an incredible speed.
Luke.
Do I also see
not a
that
flame.
Little Moss has fallen out?
He is currently falling just as the car zooms off quickly.
It's not a burst of flame. It basically looks like light parting around Chev, and like Chev goes into like a point.
You've
and
already gone
appears-
faster than 88.
Dude, I want to go warp 10. Warp 10.
You're not going back in time, okay?
You're not turning into a lizard.
You're not turning into a lizard and having sex with the captain. It's not happening. Or Tom Paris. All right, that's for our Star Trek nerds out there. Alrighty. You zip around in front of the cars, and then what are you doing? What was your idea to do with the coil?
As I'm going past,
You're gonna try and lasso it onto the car.
yeah, basically.
Okay.
Like, I'm gonna tell the
All
other
right.
end to attach to the main van.
All right. What I will do is, I will get you to roll for that next turn as you're spinning around it to lasso it.
Basically, it's like Star Wars, ATST, and my little like
Oh yeah.
Chevrolet flying through the air.
It connects onto the side of
around.
it. Yeah. Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, I'm gonna go around its legs and it's gonna fall over.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna win the war.
Next is going to be Moss. It's Little Moss's turn.
What? You gotta roll the ball.
I am falling off the side of the truck.
Yes.
And I would like to try and, gosh, I don't know, like reach out for the side. Is there anything like flailing in the wind that I can attach myself to?
Luckily, there is an arm. There's a hand sticking out of the back tray. Reaching out
An arm.
for you.
Take my hand.
This white glove. White glove of
A
safety.
white
It's
glove.
Michael Jackson. Nah. Okay. Here are some
We
things you
found
can
him.
see around you. There is a convertible sports car, sort of like maybe a lane over. There is a hoverbike, a black hoverbike still sort of like floating around in the air, not too far from you. As you're falling, you can see that the Spigs' truck has started to zoom off around the side. You can probably try and grab onto that as well, but they're the other thing. Yeah, they're the things around you: sports car, hoverbike, or try to get a hold on Spigs' truck, or something else if you can think of it.
No, I'm gonna go hoverbike. I'm gonna try and do a graceful. Am I gonna hit the ground, or can I actually reach the hoverboard in the motion of falling?
You can try and push off Spigs' truck and launch towards it.
Yes, good.
Cool.
All right. So, trying to get a grip on Spigs' truck enough to push off with 2 feet, like you do when you hit the end of the pool when you're swimming.
Yep.
And spiral
Yes.
in a very aggressive fashion towards the hoverbike to try and knock the driver out of his seat.
Well, he's not in it anymore.
Ah, well, just to get on the hoverbike to then get back close to the van, because as I have passively perceived, this van looks like it might be the shit.
Perfect. All right. Probably in acrobatics.
25.
Hell yeah. You aggressively, but also very
Sensually. Please say sensually.
sensually
Thank you.
push off of Spigs' truck, gliding, spiraling, spinning through the air. You grab the handlebar, you pull the throttle, and you swing around onto the bike, curving it, turning it towards the right way of the traffic, and you speed off after the friggin' convoy.
Oh,
Without
can I
a
pop a
blink of an
mono
eye.
into the back of the van? Like it's like what?
Yeah, you can pop a mono right into the back of the SUV. That's the one that's closest to you. That's
Yeah, do it.
sweet. You slam into it, and there is... you need to make a driving check for me, which will be a D20.
I don't know how to drive.
I
I don't even know my learners.
That's true. Roll a D20 plus your Dex modifier plus your Perception bonus, and you don't get proficiency, but you are plussing 2 to the durability.
Okay, so 16, 20, 24, 26.
Quick question on that.
Yep.
Trav, does Little Moss pop his collar and he has like a high-vis yellow vest on for his learners?
No,
No!
his
And
glasses
then
have
he
little
changes-
L's on it. No.
Yeah.
You slam into the back of the SUV, and the front of the hoverbike pierces through the bulletproof window, and a guy gets a big chunk of glass stabbed through his neck, and he falls out of the back of the SUV. His assault rifle tumbling with him. That's a good pass for you, sir. Next is Cortaine.
Okay, how far away is the armored van that now has a gaping hole in it?
No. So it's the SUV has a gaping
Sorry.
hole, and it says SUV armored van, and then the 2 all-terrain.
Oh yeah,
truck
my bad.
things.
How far away is the SUV that now has a gaping hole in it?
At this point, probably maybe 60 feet. Nearby, there is still a red Ferrari-like convertible sports car that was a lane over from Spigs' truck, and there are other various cars around. You even see a posty sort of motorbike. I rolled for what type of motorbike and I got low, so it's like a posty one. Like a little Vespa sort of thing.
Nice. Well, Okay, so I've seen that the Banshee has been like just firing shit at firing arrows at the pickup truck.
Yeah. Oh, actually, she's nearby as well. She's probably closer than the.
She's closer.
She's closer than the SUV and the convoy at the moment.
Seeing Spigs has begun to speed up like a madman, and he's being shot at.
Or Mad Max.
I'll return to the pickup truck.
Yep.
And I will just pop out my shield and just like defend. So I will I will land. It's a generous use of the word land. On to the top of the truck. So there's two massive boot prints that like crush into the top. Above Spigs, and then I will just activate my shield and then just hunker down, defending him from the Banshee.
Alright.
So I will roll Constitution, or Strength, or Dexterity, or...
Let's go with athletics again, because let's see how you land on top of the truck and keep your footing and get your shield out all at once. In this big armored suit that you've really only worn for a couple active combat minutes.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. I'm going to use...
Oh, no.
No, that's right. What's unfortunate is I'm going to use one of the very few hero dice I have remaining after that.
Just remember, I gave you stacking inspiration too, so
that's true.
Use that if you want.
It's like it's high enough that I don't want to use inspiration, but it's low enough that I don't think it's going to pass.
Ah, okay, yep.
So it's on that precipice. So, oh man, a 15.
Oh, all right. You launch towards the truck. You fly towards it. You turn the boosts off, and you
plummet to your death.
No, you overshoot.
Oh no! I get run over.
You roll decent enough, so you're about to hit the ground, and as your foot touches down, you leap off, you push off with both legs as hard as you can before Spigs hits you with his truck. So Spigs, you just see this massive armored figure of Cortaine land in front of you, kind of like the Hulk jumps, and then he flies off, he jumps off again, spinning out of control, doing a flip in the air. Currently, that was a fail, but you don't get hit by the truck because you rolled pretty close to the DC, but you're now sort of flying through the air out of control with no real direction.
Yep.
Next will be the Banshee, and what she is going to do is she's going to fly past Cortaine, and she doesn't use her bow. She quickly slashes out with this katana that's glowing a bright green. And she is just going to attempt to poison you, sir. And this is going to be versus your AC, which I do not think it will hit. It's a 21.
No, it doesn't.
Alright, so as she flies through the air, you whip your shield out from when you tried to protect Spigs. Your shield is sort of fluttering wildly, but out of the side of the corner of your eye, you see this yellow blur, and it can be only one thing. So you lift up your shield as you see this flashing green blade come towards you. It bounces off as the hoverbike and the Banshee speed past.
Nice.
And
like that.
So she basically fails that one. Okay, the van. The van is going to make a driving check to try and just overtake the armored all-terrain with a high speed. Oh, 19. That's like a 26. Okay, the van, this armor van, swerves around the all-terrain vehicle, and you guys see these blue flames flick out from underneath and from the 2 exhaust pipes that protrude up the side and out the top like a truck. And this van just zips off incredibly fast, just as fast as Spigs did when he caught up to it. So, just as this is speeding off, Spigs, I'll quickly get you to make a dexterity check. You know what, even a saving throw to see if you can sort of flick the rope out to catch it.
I have to check my dex.
That's if you still want to do that, by the way.
Yeah.
Alright.
A dwarf always sticks to the mission. 17.
17?
Yep.
Alright. The rope connects and it wraps on something like a pole, or the like the exhaust pole that runs up the side of this security truck. Now as it zooms off,
sorry, Luke.
Yeah?
Luke, does the snake grab the ladder?
Yes, it grabs the ladder on the back of the van, and as it zooms off, I'm guessing you're holding onto the coil, the snake.
It's attached to the Chev.
Where is it attached
The other
to?
end. It's attached to. We'll say there's like a bottom railing on like the left. So if Chev is on the right, or was on the right,
Yep.
of the van, it's attached to like a railing on the
That you like stand up on to get inside, like a step,
yeah. So more like so back of the
or like a handrail thing to pull yourself up into it.
yeah when you have to lift yourself up into the tray area.
All right, I'm gonna roll with your Actually, you roll a d20 for me and tell me
Yep.
what that is. I won't roll it. I'll let you roll it.
It is a 17.
All right, +1. Okay, your car jolts to the side. The handrail does not break off, but your car is now horizontal and attached to the van. How much weight can the rope hold?
Oh, good question.
That's where we'll leave that van for the moment. Now what will happen is the all-terrain that slammed against the wall over there is going to move towards Spig's truck, and it's going to ram it. So it's going to make a driving check. That's a 15. That's a 20. That's going to pass. Alright, your truck is rammed, and it takes some damage. Let's see how much it takes. Alright, it takes 10 damage, so your truck is now on 50 HP. And the other all-terrain is going to try and sort of move back towards Spigs' truck, reverse into it to try and stop this cable. Did you find out how much the weight it can hold? So 300 pounds.
That is,
Hold on.
that is not that much
3,000 pounds.
considering cars.
3,000 pounds.
No, 3,000 pounds, which is still like what, a ton?
Ton and a half.
Yeah, I think it came out to about a ton.
Yeah, with, I don't know, what do you reckon, the force of this truck pulling and now the horizontal drag of Spig's truck, I think that's got to snap.
I can't say anything against my fellow player, but yes.
Hold on. It has an AC of 20 and 20 hit points.
Alright, well, nothing's hitting it as of yet, but I would say, you know what?
It is 60 foot long. Are they 60 foot away from the other truck? Like,
They did speed off pretty fast, and now you're dragging horizontally. So, I will roll to see if it disconnects or if it's going to take damage and break off. Okay, it does not take damage, but it breaks off as the jolt pulls it. So, the van is free. The other all-terrain sort of swerves to reverse into you, but because the rope breaks free, the all-terrain is going to try and just basically slow you down. It gets a 1. It just reverses straight into the car. But because the car is on a bit of an angle, it just scrapes down the side of it and just reverses into or breaks and another car smashes into the back of it, doing some damage. Alright, and next will be... after this round, it'll be the last bit of the leg there. So next it will be Spigs. Your actual turn.
My actual turn?
Yep.
Will be to try and turn back on Chev.
What do you mean, turn back on Chev? Like...
You mean turn her back on the road?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. Make a driving check for me, sir.
You gave me +2 to my next roll, didn't you?
Correct.
So that's +6. 14 total. I will use... Do I even have any hero dice left? I think this will come down to the critical moment. Yeah. Alright, I will use a hero dice.
Alright, roll it, sir.
That is not a good looking number. That is a 1. So that would be 15 total.
Alright. As this large all-terrain vehicle slams into the side of you, as it brakes and reverses and scrapes the side of Chev, you go to turn to sort of adjust yourself. But because the other all-terrain had smashed into you, one of your wheels isn't working quite as well, and you turn into the barrier, scraping along the side of it, slowing the car down. That here is a fail. Next off, we have Little Moss.
Yeah. So I've popped a mono into the back of the car.
Yep.
The van.
Have
I lodged
the SUV? Yep.
Have I lodged myself into the SUV? Or
roll
did I
a
sort of bounce
d20
off?
for me and tell me the outcome.
Okay. 19.
It is not lodged.
It's not lodged. Okay. So could I use the hoverboard as a way to leap up onto the SUV?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright. So it's an extra long jump, so could I do athletics?
Are you you can just jump off onto there. That's you won't have to roll for that.
Okay.
You can basically just move from the top of the hoverbike to the SUV pretty easy. But if you want to jump from the SUV all the way to the armored van, that's another that you would have to roll.
Oh, yeah. So, use the hoverboard, like an easy little sort of parkour jump onto the SUV and then jump up and then leap and lunge at the armored van.
Now, this is going to be higher because it's just zoomed off at a high speed. So it's going to be a pretty decently high DC. Would you still like to do it?
I feel like this is the out that every DM needs to give their players. Nah, let's go for it.
All right.
Little moth.
You've got to give the people what the people want. A 27.
Yeah!
Ooh. All right. So what happens is you jump off the hoverbike, you run along the top of the SUV, you hear gunshots from underneath, and you don't see the bullets,
flinch.
but you feel the air sort of passing by you as you run down the front windscreen and down the bonnet. You launch off, stretching, leaping through the air in the hardest, longest jump that you've ever done.
This is very sexual. Keep going.
The car sort of like slams on their brakes a bit because you jumped off the front of it and sort of blocked their vision. As you are leaping towards it, you hear a crashing sound. You're gliding, you're flying towards the van. You hit the back door of it, right on the back. You feel your foot slip off of the bumper bar, but luckily there's this tiny little bit of this strange snake-like coil that's wrapped on the ladder that leads up to the top of this armored van, and you grab on just the little bit of fragment of this little coil and you pull yourself onto that ladder. As you look behind you at the distance between the SUV and the armored van that you are now holding onto, you see Cortaine has landed down, so face up on top of the SUV, crumpling the roof in. And then,
oh no.
And then he's looking at you and the distance between the car and the van, and he's looking a bit stunned that he's landed into this on the back of this SUV. And now it is...
Oh, and I flip him off.
It is you flip him off, and it's Cortaine's turn. Cortaine, you are spiraling through the air. You block this sword. You smash into something. As you look, you realise it's into the back of the SUV. You see Little Moss just grab onto the back of this armoured van that's a pretty decent distance from you, and then he flips you off and smiles.
Yes.
He can't see under my helmet, but Cortaine smiles too.
What are you doing,
So
sir?
how far? So the distance, it's a fair distance?
Yeah. Yep. Because this van is like speeding off at a pretty high speed now.
It's a man's distance.
It's a man's distance, is it? Like, I will... So this SUV, is this a bad guy's SUV?
I love how I'm goading you into
Yeah.
this. It's great.
Yep.
I will run the length of the SUV and just put all the power to the boots power.
All right.
And I will use one of these advantages you gave me.
All right. Let's do it. Go.
Oh man, no, that is not good enough. I'm using my last, for the listeners at home, hero dice. So I use all of them in a petty feud with Spigs. Oh shit. 19.
Yes.
19.
Man's
Not
distance.
good enough.
All right. You get up on top of this this SUV. The back of it is mostly just crumpled in. You can just hear guys like in the back. You run along the top front half of the SUV, down the bonnet, just like little I was gonna say little sponge, Little Moss did. I don't know why I almost said little sponge.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
Maybe I was thinking of SpongeBob. Don't know.
Casting
Anyway,
character aspersions.
you put your foot through the windscreen as you're running down it, and you launch off, blasting your rocket bootsies, flying through the air. You're aiming towards the van. It's heading off in a pretty quick speed. You don't quite make it. That's where we're going to leave that part there. Now, it is we're gonna stop at that. Oh fuck! I just need the desk.
You just sit.
We're going to stop this leg. Basically, what happens is this is the end of the skill challenge. You guys got far more passes than the bad guys. So Spigs, you're able to right chev your truck and you follow after these guys. Following behind you are the all-terrain vehicles. The Hornet coloured hoverbike with the Banshee on top of it. She's speeding around overhead, heading towards the SUV, past the SUV, towards the armoured truck, and you all exit off. You are now passing that massive dome-like structure and towards this huge, just gargantuan building. The van pulls up as Little Moss is he's headed across the top of the security van. It slams to a halt. Little Moss, you just roll off. You catch yourself. You roll off the front of it. landing on all fours like a cat, standing up, brushing yourself off, looking at the two security guys in the van. Spigs, Chev rocks up, looking a little bit worse for wear. The Banshee flying overhead. She heads towards the front of this building. She leaps off of the hoverbike as it crashes to the ground. She's kneeling in one of those sort of like superhero poses. The two all-terrain vehicles come speeding in behind you, Spigs. Cortaine, you were lucky enough to have landed on the top of a station wagon of an old grandma, an old orcish grandma, and you pointed her in the direction. So you come a little later to the party, but she drives you there, and she's like, "Good luck, honey," as you roll off the top of the car. The big all-terrain vehicles are there, flanking Spig's truck. The top of the all-terrain vehicle slides back on both of them, and you see these large robotic constructs step out. One of them resembles a minotaur. The other is like a spider.
Oh, that's cool. It's like... Oh, that's cool. It's got like spider legs, but they're tank tracks.
Yeah, so this...
It's cannon.
Yeah, it's like picture a tank with treads, but then the treads fold out into spider-like legs. And then the Minotaur is this big, bulky, mech-like Minotaur with a big cannon on its shoulder and cannon on its arms. And they sort of like turn and face. One faces Cortaine, the other one faces Spigs. The mech sort of rolls its shoulders. And just in the glass of the face of the mech, you see that there's a person inside.
Whoa.
And the Banshee calls out and she says,
Good luck.
and that's where we'll leave this episode.
Well, the Banshee is back. Now, I didn't know she was called the Banshee until Cortaine called her the Banshee. And Gaige, he's gone for now, but he'll be back, and we'll miss him until then. I'm Crux, the interdimensional demon pod. Bye.
Thank you, our listeners. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, Fast and the Furious enthusiasts. Thank you for coming onto the show and talking to me and with me about Fast and the Furious and how enthusiastic we are about Fast and the Furious. And thank you, listeners, who are also enthusiastic about mechs and minotaurs and car chases and karate moves and hoverbikes. Thank you for being enthusiastic about those things too.
We have a website and we pay domain fees, so go there. It's called www.beyondthedice.com. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, our Instagram is pretty fun. We take...
You don't have Instagram.
I said our
We say this every
Instagram. I
time.
don't have Instagram. That's because I am a shut-in. So, but I heard that the Insta is a pretty fun place, and we take D&D RPG pics, and yeah, check them out there. It's a pretty fun place, I've heard, at Beyond the Dice.
That moment when you want to think of the most epic plan ever, and you just have to be confident while you're thinking about that plan. Need some ideas? Maybe you should check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/BTDPOD.
And now, if you have some time, and if you can please make some time to give us a review wherever you listen to your podcast, whether it's on iTunes or Overcast or Podbean, wherever it might be, Stitcher, wherever you listen, leave a little review if you can. It'll help us so much. It's really valuable to us content creators to get reviews, just so that we can see what you guys like, what you guys don't like, The more reviews we get, the higher our podcast will be bumped up. So that means more listeners. And if we get more listeners, that's just going to be friggin' awesome because more people are listening. And then maybe one day we can do bigger, greater things like make a robotic, mechanized Minotaur to ride around in and go to the circus in and tell our friends about. Because we have friends. Anyway, thanks, guys, and good day and or night.
Good night.
Good day.
Good luck.
Okay, bye. Fine.
So long and thanks for all the fish.
Good. We don't have to do a Beyond the Dice part here.
Woo!
So,
Woo!
what we're going to do... As you guys... Well, wait, actually, where was Little Moss in that previous episode?
Leaning against a wall. Whoop whoop.
Did you come back in? Okay. Whoa!
That was terrifying.
Okay. Thanks, guys, and good day and or night.
Good night.
Good day.
Good luck.
Okay, bye.
So press record. Alright.
Fine.
So long and thanks for all the fish.
Good. We don't have to do a Beyond the Dice part here.
Woo!
So,
Woo!
what we're going to do... As you guys... Well, wait, actually, where was Little Moss in that previous episode?
Leaning against a wall. Whoop whoop.
Did you come back in? Okay. Whoa!
That was terrifying.
Okay. Thanks, guys, and good day and or night.
Good night.
Good day.
Good luck.
Okay, bye.
So press record. Alright.